In this video, we will introduce the prep for FCSS_CDs_AR 7.6 FCSS, Public Cloud Security 7.6 Architect. What is FCSS_CDs_AR 7.6 FCSS, Public Cloud Security 7.6 Architect? Who should take the certification? Exam details. Key exam topics. Tips to pass the FCSS_CDs_AR 7.6 exam. 1. As part of your organization's monitoring plan, you have been tasked with obtaining and analyzing detailed information about the traffic sourced at one of your FortiGate EC2 instances. What can you do to achieve this goal? A. Use AWS CloudTrail to capture and then examine traffic from the EC2 instance. B. Create a virtual public cloud (VPC) flow log at the network interface level for the EC2 instance. C. Add the EC2 instance as a target in CloudWatch to collect its traffic logs. D. Configure a Network Access Analyzer scope with the EC2 instance as a match finding. 2. A network security administrator is searching for a solution to secure traffic going in and out of the container infrastructure. In which two ways can Fortinet Container Security help secure container infrastructures? Choose 2. A. FortiGate NGFW can inspect north-south container traffic with label-aware policies. B. FortiGate NGFW and FortiWeb can be used to secure container traffic. C. FortiGate NGFW can connect to the worker nodes and protect the containers. D. FortiGate NGFW can be placed between each application container for north-south traffic inspection. 3. You are using Ansible to modify the configuration of several FortiGate VMs. What is the minimum number of files you need to create, and in which file should you configure the target FortiGate IP addresses? A. One playbook file for each target and the required tasks, and one inventory file. B. 1. YAML file with the target IP addresses, and one playbook file with the tasks. C. One inventory file for each target device, and one playbook file. D. One text file for all target devices, and one playbook file. 4. An administrator would like to use FortiCNAP to keep track of sensitive data files located in the Amazon Web Services (AWS) S3 bucket and protect it from malware. Which FortiCNAP feature should the administrator use? A. FortiCNAP Threat Detection Policies. B. FortiCNAP Risk Management Policies. C. FortiCNAP Data Scan Policies. D. FortiCNAP Compliance Policies. 5. Your monitoring team reports performance issues with a web application hosted in Azure. You suspect that the bottleneck might be due to unexpected inbound traffic spikes. Which method should you use to identify and analyze the traffic pattern? A. Deploy Azure Firewall to log traffic by IP address. B. Enable Azure DDoS protection to prevent inbound traffic spikes. C. Use Azure Traffic Manager to visualize all traffic to the application. D. Enable NSG flow logs and analyze logs with Azure Monitor. 6. Refer to the exhibit. You have deployed a Linux EC2 instance in Amazon Web Services, AWS, with the settings shown in the exhibit. What next step must the administrator take to access this instance from the Internet? A. Allocate an elastic IP address and assign it to the instance. B. Create a VIP on FortiGate to allow access. C. Enable SSH and allocate it to the device. D. Configure the username and password. 7. Refer to the exhibit. You attempted to access the Linux 1EC2 instance directly from the Internet using its public IP address in AWS. However, your connection is not successful. Given the network topology, what can be the issue? A. There is no connection between VPC A and VPC B. B. There is no Internet gateway attached to the spoke VPC A. C. The transit gateway BGP IP address is incorrect. D. There is no elastic IP address attached to FortiGate in the security VPC. 8. An administrator implements Forti Web Ingress Controller to protect containerized web applications in an AWS Elastic Kubernetes Service (EKS) cluster. What can you conclude about the topology shown in FortiView? A. The Forti Web VM gets the latest cluster information through an SDN connector. B. This topology has 2 services and 2 ingress controllers deployed. C. Both services will be load balanced among the 2 nodes and the 4 pods. D. Adding a new service will update the Forti web configuration automatically. 9. An AWS administrator must ensure that each member of the cloud deployment team has the correct permissions to deploy and manage resources using CloudFormation. The administrator is researching which tasks must be executed with CloudFormation and therefore require CloudFormation permissions. Which task is run using CloudFormation? A. Deploying a new pod with a service in an Elastic Kubernetes Service (EKS) cluster using the kubectl command. B. Installing a Helm chart to deploy a Forti Web Ingress Controller in an EKS cluster. C. Creating an EKS cluster with the EKSCTL create cluster command. D. Changing the number of nodes in a EKS cluster from AWS Cloud Shell. 10. Refer to the exhibit. You deployed a FortiGate HA active-passive cluster in Microsoft Azure. Which 2 statements regarding this particular deployment are true? Choose 2. A. You can use the vdom exception command to synchronize the configuration. B. During a failover, all existing sessions are transferred to the new active FortiGate. C. The configuration does not synchronize between the primary and secondary devices. D. There is no SLA for API calls from Microsoft Azure. Check the correct answers for each question. Subscribe Passert for more IT exam prep.